Again, you are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back. So please do me a favor, like the video and subscribe to the channel in case if you are new. We are going to see some of the things that people are kind of talking about. Recently, we have seen a lot of reaction from different angles based on the claims of Christians and level of insecurity in Nigeria. Some have tagged it as a religious war. Some said ethnic war, like Shegumi did. He called it ethnic war. And whatever it may be, at the end of the day, people's life will go for that nonsense. And please make sure you like the video, like I said, and let's go through this together. And this is going to be a lesson, or kind of, it will enlighten all of us to see through what is going on and to understand that some of our people, those who are supposed to be our brothers, that are investing that energy and that time now to convince the whole world that there's nothing going on in our land. The recent report shows that Nigerian has been tagged as one of the most, a country that have lower life expectation or life expectancy, meaning that in the other country, if people are expected to live, let's say, life expectancy in Ghana or Kenya, Namibia, Tanzania, South Africa, China, Japan, name it, any country of the world, apart from Nigeria. If life expectancy there is 80 years, Nigerian own, you'll be expecting 40, 45, 50, according to the new rates. All right? And why so? What is the problem? Many countries that Nigeria is far better than are showing that you can live longer. If you are living in that country, you expect to live long life than those in Nigeria. That's the recent news. In this 21st century, in this modern age, we have seen how pregnant women have been sent to judgment because of quack doctor, because of some, hospitals that are not well equipped. Recently, the Nigerian government mapped out a new tax. They say from January, even content creators, if you are having any less 800,000 naira in your account, you expect to pay 20%, tax. And many of the private business sectors and content creators, people who are self-employed, are crying out. Likely so, well deserved. But that's not why we're here. Maybe if I have time, we may run a program on that to go through those ones for you to see that people that are telling you now, Samanapa is your problem, Masokan is the problem, buy him, hosting program to convince and to deceive people, as if Masokan was sleeping and wake up and say, oh, today I'm going to bring Nigeria down for no reason, for nothing whatsoever. And who started killing each other? Who started the killing? Who enabled it? Many of you know, but you chose not to talk about it. And now, the trending one is the killing of Christians, not in Igbo land, not in Biafra land, in the north. Of course, I'm happy that the world has now waking up to talk about it, because when this crime is being committed in the north against Christian community, or even some Muslims that are somehow not in line with what they are preaching or what they want, they will start calling for their head. So this is a way for you to also add your own voice and condemn evil when you see one, because if you keep quiet, that evil will soon knock at your own door. Like when Biafra was talking about marginalization and all that, some Yorubas were basically telling you they serve them well. The Igbos are not too noisy, they're too proud of them, they are full of themselves. Today, they are crying. But the different thing is that the difference between Biafrans and non-Biafrans when they cry is that the non-Biafrans cry, their voice is always low. Yes, I'm not bragging, but that's the truth. Their voice is always low. Why? Because their voice is meant to be low. Because you cannot condemn, you cannot support evil and expect your voice to be heard when you are crying. No. People are not talking because it has to do with Christianity, Christian communities and everything. So if you are from the from the east, and you think that killing of Plateau people, Christians in the north, is just let them, after all that they say they are not, and let them die. It will soon knock at your own door in the east. So it's better you condemn evil when you see one. And I'm happy that everybody is talking about this killing going on now, which you have been talking for a very long time, and nobody seems to understand. So somebody made this post. One of our brothers said, the Igbo flavors. Let me make sure that the write-up is readable. And let me expand it more. I think is it better than? Okay, let's manage it this way, please. All right, for this program, and we may come back to the normal shape. But for this one, just listen. The Igbo flavors that have become errand slaves for Fulani jihadist caliphate think the Fulanis will end up loving them for betraying their tribes, for betraying their tribe man. They will soon realize they actually shot themselves on the foot very soon. God bless Mazamakano. God bless Amaraba. And when you come down here, this man is a ex-soldier. I don't know if I think he's ex, because he decided to stay away from evil. He decided to stay away from all the shenanigans going on against, indigenous people, simply because he realized that there's no gain. So please listen to him.
Somebody talk say, "Una you rode on too much. That he no need the one Nigeria again. Now hold the person unlawfully. Now hold on hostage. Begin the suffer am. Una dey find way to buy him technologically, systematically. Una the Kanu is not a terrorist, but they don't hold on for detention over 5 years. Una don't know the movement and the aim of Una the Kanu. I am just so disappointed to the kings, the traditional ruler of the eastern region of this country. I'm so very disappointed to the governors of this country. What is that they do now? They can't move, so no person from the north, they will try am. Then the president will comfortably sit on that seat with peaceful and mind.
God bless you. God bless you. At least for saying this.
They want to buy somebody when they go kidnap from Kenya without they don't need any ammunition or weapon under his possession. Why the terrorists of this country that are moving around, killing the security agency, killing villagers, kidnapping people, raping women with a sophisticated weapon? They are being going on having a peace deal.
That's a very short clip. A very, very, very short one for them. But it carries a lot of messages, a lot of information that will help you to understand the current madness going on, simply because Marasakan is an Igbo person. Shame on those leaders, our Igbo leaders and governors. Shame on them. They have done more harm than good. I feel so embarrassed, to be honest with you. Sometimes, if I begin to think about what they have done and what they're doing, it makes me to shed tears. Honestly, look at this. Is a Boko Haram recruited Boko Haram. Well-known Boko Haram members how they are treating them with respect. Organize them like this to integrate them to military. These are the same people planting one or two things to buy in the mass, also in the name of Nigerian army. I remember when we were growing up, we used to hear about Nigerian army, how strong they are, how any country in Africa that have any issue, like a Comogo war, a Liberia war, they're always there, for peacekeeping and everything. Nigerian troop, well respected in that, as a little child growing up. We used to hear that. It makes you feel like, oh, where's the form? Let me go and get the form. Because nobody told us the story of what happened in the Civil War. That's not the fact. We can only hear the story. I'm speaking from my own angle. I don't know about many of you. Nobody. I started hearing about the Nigerian Civil War when I was already in Lagos. Do you understand? But as a child growing up, no. You are meant to understand Nigerian is a one indivisible unity, non-strong. They are teaching you those things, condition your mind to believe that it's workable. Whereas their counterpart from other country, from other part of the country, are busy segregating and equipping, equipping their own youth for a day like this. Now, this is when people say Nigerian army are integrated terrorists and all that. Some will say, many people find it insulting. They say they're insulting Nigerian state, you're insulting our troop. It's not an insult. You want to condemn, you want to fight, you want to say anything about it, please, you should start from these platforms like Punch. This is Punch newspaper publication, 9 August 2020. 9 August 2020. For you to know how long they have been, how long now they have been, reintegrating Boko Haram to military. Military to receive more repentant ex-Boko Haram members. This is 9th of August 2020, my people. Back then. So how many recruitment have they done? You can calculate, you can relate, isn't it? Now let's hear from this Ghana man. You can see I'm trying to rush on this program because I want to bring you this update so that you will be informed. When people talk about the genocide and spying of people, you can easily relate because not you run watching random video without thorough explanation, you may not quite get it very well. Imagine a content creator, a broadcaster, or whatever you may call it, like this guy from Ghana, reporting the genocide going on in Nigeria, targeting Christian community, and you now have people like somebody who is also Igbo man who say he's a Nigerian, who believe in Nigerian and working for Nigerian, living in South Africa, living in Abuja, living in somewhere in Imo State, living in Germany, living in where are they? Please, someone should remind me. All these names, all these people that you know them, right? Jovica of this world and rest of them living in America. They turn blind eyes to those reports. Their focus is who is reporting, condemning this killing. Let's go against them and use anything to make it look like what they're saying is true. Let's hear from this Ghana man and see what he says.
Ladies and gentlemen, this world is full of narratives and agendas. And if you don't do your independent research into subjects of public interest, you will eventually be carried away by the popular opinion and you will end up being misinformed and fighting on the wrong side of history.
Okay.
If genocide is what you hate and want to protest against, then you should be protesting against the systemic killings of Christians in the northern and central parts of Nigeria. And when I see African leaders talk about Israel...
Please do me a favor and like this video. Very, very important. Share it on many platforms of your choice if you can. We need your support and I hope you do so. Thank you.
This time, I get confused when we have a lot more of such killings happening in Africa. Don't you know about the genocide happening in northern Nigeria? Don't you know of the coordinated campaign to permanently displace Christians from their ancestral lands in Nigeria?
They know.
Don't you know the Fulani militants and the militias are not just killing Nigerian Christians, but clearing lands to claim them, ladies and gentlemen? Have you seen this image before? This is the picture of states in Nigeria where Sharia law is enacted. The colors in green are the Sharia state, which means the federal constitution of the Republic of Nigeria is subordinate to the Sharia law within that region, which means in the event of perceived crime and blasphemy, they will apply the Sharia instead of the federal constitution.
Like Deborah.
Trial in front of competent jurisdiction, which also means only one religion will be permissible, which is Islam, and any other group of people that will live in that region will have to stop practicing their religion and pay a jizya, which is a form of tax, to be allowed to live. And it wouldn't make any difference whether you are an indigene or that's your ancestral home. This is what this map and the Sharia law is all about. And the target in this case has been Christians and churches. Do you know that both the federal and the state government don't give a rat's ass about what's happening to Christians in Nigeria? Let me ask you this. Is it possible you don't know all these because your TV It's usually on channels that shows you wars in Europe and in the Middle East and not in Africa, or that the social media algorithm on your phone has made it such that only videos from Palestine and Ukraine is all you see, even when our fellow black people are dying every day in the most gruesome manner in Nigeria. Islamists are chopping the heads of Nigerian Christians in the north every single day. Every day they attack families and towns in isolation in Nigeria and unalive all of them while shouting Allahu Akbar. Do you get?
President of South Africa is busy devoting his energy, the South Africa resources to campaign against Israel in favor of Palestine. This OG.
To know more about that, or you don't. You are busy shouting and protesting for Palestine at the U.S. summit as an African and in the major cities
That's true.
of Western countries, forgetting that there is a worse genocide in slow motion in Nigeria. Already, the world doesn't care about us. African issues aren't on the minds of the Western powers. Already, they don't care for us or what happens to us except for what we have. And we here, ladies and gentlemen, here we are, many people being programmed not to care about our own selves, but protesting about what's happening elsewhere. The entire UN summit forgot to say anything about what's happening in northern Nigeria, as if the people there don't matter. Meanwhile, 52,250 Nigerian Christians have been murdered since 2009 and counting, and 18,000 churches burned. More than 10,000 homes belonging to Christian families also burned down, with their farms taken over by armed herdsmen. Ladies and gentlemen, does these people, do their lives actually matter to the UN and to you as a fellow African? Everything happening points to the fact that if there isn't an immediate and a deliberate military force to fight back against these jihadist movements in Nigeria, they will continue to kill and displace all non-Muslims until they turn the entire country into an Islamic state under a Sharia law. Who is going to stand up to them when the federal government of Nigeria is looking the other way? There is only one race, ladies and gentlemen, the human race. And the free will to choose a religion and its practices is God-given. No one should be allowed to suppress it or deny anyone from exercising that right. The people of Nigeria must stand up. The government of Nigeria must do better. This is an existential threat and must therefore be met with the requisite force. The killing of Christians needs the world's attention, and everyone watching must play a role in making this happen, ladies and gentlemen. This push must continue until it stops. In my heart of hearts, ladies and gentlemen, I know Nigeria will be great. I only look forward to that day when that one leader shows up on the scene.
You know by then you think you know, but there's no time that leader will come. It's not possible, because what you are seeing today is just a result of the accumulation of accumulation of plan and enmity that people have nursed in their mind for ages, trying to carry out, to do the finishing touch of Osman Danfodio. And you can't do anything about it. It's not a hatred, this is just a reality. And there's something he said here. He asked a very, very good question. That question is, who will stand for people when the government turn their eyes away from what is going on? That people that will stand for people is the one our own brothers are calling for their head. You're a Ghanaian, you may not understand, but for the sake of those who are from our people, from our land, Biafrans, or even a Nigerian that have chance, or maybe that have the urge to report it the way it is, they know that what I've just said, it is true. Southern Kaduna farmers paint faces black, march barefoot to tread ruler's palace over herdsmen, that's headers attacks. This is, look at it here, in Semu Kaduna, where El-Rufai was once a governor. Okay? You see, and the Christians in the East, they are turning their eyes away from this, though they are going through hell as well. But the job of Christianity is not to produce more matters to heaven. it produces righteous people. And for you to become righteous, you must be alive. You cannot tell me that putting your head on the floor for somebody to chop it off is the only way God will give you access to heaven. I don't believe it, because God did not create human being for human being to be by another human being. No, you are image of God. You are expected to live like God. You expect to live like Christ-like Christian. Christianity in the north are going through a lot. Like this one is Southern Kaduna. Who are they? Southern Kadunas? Many Christians, if not all. Southern Kaduna farmers paint face black, march to traditional rulers' palace barefoot over headers attack. I'm not going to read the details. You already know the summary of the whole thing from this. This man tried to stop it, tried to say something. The man who called for Christians to sit at home was systematically sent to Judge Chukwuka by the order of the day, by the power, you know what I'm talking about. This man is called, he's the somebody man, Lafia. I hope, let me see if the name appears here at all. Boko Haram Ndogbonigwe are same as bandit. One of the northern governor is one of the commander of Boko Haram terrorist group. In 2020, Boko Haram was moving their plans to distribute weapons. They are already in the south, inside forest. Man speak. So let me see, is there any way we can get this man's name? I always forgot his name. Man Lafia, somebody man Lafia. But the message will be very, very okay. Let's see if I can. I don't know why it's keep on loading and loading. To be honest, let me click on it and see if we can make any difference from that. Okay, it's difficult to play. I'm going to see what I can do, because I want you to hear this message. Let us quickly listen to him, and that will make more sense.
Make some revelations, because some of us also have our own intelligence networks. Okay. Have met with some of the bandits. We have met with some of their high commanders. One or two who have repented. They have sat down with us, not once, not twice. They told us that one of the northern governors is the commander of Boko Haram in Nigeria. Boko Haram bandits are one and same. They have a sophisticated network. During this lockdown, their planes were moving up and down as though there was no lockdown. Moving ammunitions, moving logistics, moving money, and distributing them in different parts of the country. They're already in the south, in the rainforest of the south. They're everywhere. They told us that when they finish these rural killings, they'll move to phase 2. The phase 2 is they will go into the urban cities, going from house to house, killing prominent people. I can tell you, this is the game plan. By 2022, they want to start a civil war in Nigeria. Don't joke with what I'm saying. I have a PhD from Oxford University. I'm a central banker. We don't talk nonsense. So don't joke with what I'm telling you. I have this from the highest possible authority, higher authority of some of the commanders of the killers and Boko Haram.
You said northern governors, past or present, Dr. Badaya?
No, current. No, they said one of them is the commander of Boko Haram in Nigeria. One of them. And they are not looking for money. They have more than enough money. In fact, he told me they just came back from...
You can hear that, right? That is what someone will just overlook and tell you to relax, that all is well. How can you ignore this kind of message? How can you just look at this, what is going on now? After this revelation, they slowed down the war that he predicted. So this is just to tell you that. And the man is no more. They have sent him to judgment. They have unalived him, and he's no more now. Very, very sad. Very, very sad. So in case you have forgotten, this is what they have done and what they are still doing, after reintegrating them to army. And when you go up here, because I want to show you this one as well. This is people, Southern Kaduna farmers, paint face black, march to traditional rulers' palace with barefoot, overheaders attack. You understand? Now, I really hope that federal government led by Tinubu finds a solution to this problem. Anyway, you are just hoping. You guys, the annoying part is that in as much as you are dodging these challenges, you are waiting for someone to help you out on it. The more you are waiting, the more you are paying the price by dying. Your children, your husband, your uncle, your mother, your daughter. It depends on the victim one at a time. Okay, one by one, like what is the name of this man? T.Y. Danjuma said, one by one, they want to alive you. That security agencies have colluded. They have colluded with this bandit, with this Fulani herdsmen, and they want to alive you. Just last week in Kwara State, Yoruba land, it was reported that DSL, which happened to be one of the security agents as well, went there and take away the weapon from the vigilante group there. And after that, Fulani have access to Bible. The question is why? Ask yourself why. What did the Yoruba people do that warrant Fulani to go down and start buying them? Why? The same thing applicable to Easterners, Igbos, and other tribes are going through hell. When you look at this, remember what happened in NSAS? Nobody, just look at it. I don't know why some people are still waiting for something to happen before they allow their brain to work. Look at mass burial. Not one, not two. You keep on going. Only in Nigeria do people cry for Palestine and shout justice for Gaza, but go silence, in what's going on. Like, read it here. Only in Nigeria do people cry for Palestine, shout justice for Gaza, but go silent when Sokoto, Kano, Ilorin bleed. This is just few states that comes to your mind, my dear. Kwara is Ilorin. That city Ilorin is in Kwara State, right? That's the capital state of Kwara. Okay. Now, when you talk about Benue, did you mention Benue here? No. But Benue, what they have buy or unalive in Benue outnumbered the one of Kwara. That's just a fact. Benue, to me, apart from South Kaduna State, Borno State, these are the headquarters of terrorism. Then when you come to South, Benue is one topping. Then Enugu, Ebonyi, and other parts. Of course, Imo State is there. The report, you cannot write it off. The Christian communities are going through hell. Non-Fulanis are going through hell. And the man himself, who happened to be a Fulani man, did not hide this to you. Because I'm just saying it for those defending this crime, telling you that there's nothing like Fulani, there's nothing like genocide going on. There is genocide going on. And somebody who is not even a Christian, somebody who is not Igbo man, who happened to be a Fulani man, have made it clear to you, and he told you the problem. Yet some people they still want to argue about it. People still want to argue about it. Just hear what this man said here. That will help.
We are talking about ethnic war.
Let me take it back again. Let's start from the beginning here.
Talking about banditry, we are talking about ethnic war.
So it's an ethnic war, right?
Yes, it's going on. Yes.
So between which ethnic group?
Between now the nomadic Fulani, the herdsmen, and the others.
Nania.
If they are, the others means anybody who's not them.
Are you hearing that? Did you just capture that or not? You are still asking questions. You will just ignore this fact and pretend that all is well. Is that life? Is that the life we want to live? Is that life? And some are waiting for archangels to come and do something. They will do something as an archangel, but you as a human being, you also need to do something as a human being. Please make sure you like the video and tell me what to think about it. And remember Christian community and Biafrans in your prayer. But prayer is important. Prayer is very, very good. You also need to step up and put the work. God bless you all and see you again. Bye bye for now. Thank you.